Yeah.
So you're describing the uncertainty that humans don't like of, wow, well, what do I do? And what do I do with that? And what do I do with that?
Yeah.
And the complexity that humans don't like. Our brain just wants to simplify everything and automate everything. And if it's just always changing, if there's just always so many options, we're actually fighting against that neurobiologically, and creating a sense of order amidst all of that. It's the task of adulting. It is increasingly challenging.
And I think in every area, the older I get, in every area of my life, if there's an area where I can clear out decision making, limit choices to things that I'm really happy and comfortable with, I'll do it, because it's too easy to get sucked into, you know, you might already be a runner and you might be happy running, but someone will be telling you, well, you should be doing strength and you should be doing higher intensity, and have you thought about this, and rates of heart disease are on the rise, and suddenly you've got all these other things coming in to an area where you thought you had something sorted, and going, what about all these other choices you could make? And that can be quite, if you don't set your boundaries really clearly, that can be really hard.
I was reading a book by Sarah Wilson recently. This is about the simplification thing, where she was talking about successful entrepreneurs, billionaires, or politicians, so Barack Obama, Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, people like this. They limit their choices of what to wear down to two things. So, Steve Jobs would always be in a black turtleneck sweatshirt, and Barack Obama always wore grey or blue suits. So then it's just the choice of two. Or like you say, having prearranged all of these things, forcing ourselves to reduce the number of complex decisions we make frees up our headspace for doing all the important things, which is how these people have come to become so successful. But that only comes about, I think, by defining that, you and I have obviously done some of this work, defining what matters most to us.
And that's why knowing yourself well enough to know what serves you and what you need in your life is so important. I remember years ago when my then boyfriend, now husband, moved in with me, getting a bit, after a few weeks, like, what's the matter with me? Why? And then I realised I wasn't getting my healthy dose of time on my own, because we were in the excitable, yay, we live together now period. And he'd sort of stopped going for drinks with friends. I'd stopped going for drinks with friends. And then we started on a Sunday night. Right, you're out Wednesday, I'm out Thursday. That means we both get a night with our friends and we both get a night on our own because the other person's out. And once we've kicked that back off again, I realised that that's what I needed.
Yeah.
And it's still a thing that's so easy to lose at the bottom of my list, but it's the number one thing that if I feel myself getting cranky, I go, oh, you just need an hour on your own.
Yeah. It's doing that work to recognise, do the personality profiles, see a coach, get somebody to give you insight into who you are. But a lot of it is just finessing. What's that like for me? Mm-hmm. Recognising, noticing. I mean, I talk all the time about mindfulness. I'm always going on about it, but that's what that is. Yeah. It's being present with those subtleties of what it feels like when you don't get a night out with your friends, identifying that, naming it, and then being intentional about what you give yourself to. Because time particularly is the one resource we cannot ever increase. Potentially we can have as much money as we want. We can increase our energy, but our time is limited. Everyone has the same amount of it.